Guys, DK back at you, another video here for the NBA main slate here on Friday. So first, let's look back to see how we did last night. So again, another big night. Okay, so I gotta I gotta take a victory lap on this. So the guys that talked my video yesterday, so it was Westbrook and De'Aaron Fox, both had great games. Buddy Hield and Drew Holiday, obviously, both big games. And then Bielitsa, he was pretty good. Saric was the one down. I will take that on that. Saric was not good. And then I talked about Al-Farouq Aminu, who was very, very good. Mason Plumlee, who went off at 3,500. And then at center, I talked about Cody Zeller, who did good for 4,000. And last but not least, Boban, guys. Name me one content provider, guy who talks about DFS. Name me one guy who talked about Boban besides me. I looked everywhere. No one even brought Boban up. And I was like, I think Boban is firmly in play. Like, I think I'm going to free Boban. And he just went off for 40 fantasy points. So I got to take my victory lap on that. Like, it's just an insane call, kind of like when I called Klay Thompson's big game against Chicago a few nights ago. Yeah, Boban, if I stuck with him in my original lineup, I would have actually taken first in this $150 tournament, so it would have been $5K. And I was so close to putting Boban in my main lineup. I made like a fun lineup with Boban on the side that still cashed, but he was not in my main lineup. And it cost me. I should have stuck with my gut because I knew Gortat was not going to play a lot. I knew Harrell couldn't stick with Embiid, so I knew Boban was the answer. And yeah, Doc Rivers ended up rolling with him like basically the whole second half, and he did very, very good. So my final lineup was Westbrook, Drew Holiday, Buddy Hield, Dwayne Dedmon, Cody Zeller, Fox, Randall, and Aminu. Also on Twitter, guys, once Anthony Davis got rolled out, I tweeted that you need 2 of the 3 of Drew, Randall, and Mirotic, and I said I don't even mind playing all 3. And all 3 did very, very well. If you played all 3, you probably cashed. So it's definitely important to follow me on Twitter. It'll be in the description below. Dedmon, that was very frustrating. He did very good in 12 minutes, but just got picked up foul. Was just picking up foul after foul. Couldn't stay out of foul trouble, so only played 12 minutes. I knew I should have stuck with Boban, but still, overall, great night. And again, kind of got to take my victory lap there on Boban because no one else talked about him at all. Okay, so without further ado, let's look into the slate for today. So yeah, the slate today is a little tough. I'm not gonna lie. Value is kind of hard to come by unless we get more news. There's not a whole lot of value plays I like. So again, in this video, I'm just gonna go in position by position, talking about some players that I like. Yeah, so let's get into it. So at the top here again, Russell Westbrook. I don't think he's priced up enough at only 10.9. Pretty good matchup here against Washington. And let's see, over-under of 230 with a 2-point spread. So that's what we like targeting. Should stay close. Westbrook, we saw, I loved him against Charlotte. He put up a 60 bomb. I think he can put up even more tonight against Washington. So I think he is certainly in play. Chris Paul, I'm kind of undecided on. I'm pretty sure Harden's doubtful. I mean, this is a very good matchup against Brooklyn. We know D'Angelo Russell and Dinwiddie are not good defenders. Chris Paul has just not looked good, so I'm kind of torn on what to do with him. I feel like if I don't play him, he's going to go off, but I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that. Another player I'm liking this price at is John Wall at only 8,000. That's just too cheap here for John Wall. So one thing I kind of like doing is comparing prices site by site. And if you look at FanDuel, John Wall is 9.4 compared to DraftKings where he's 8.1. So I really like John Wall here at this price. And I think he is firmly in play for cash and GPPs. One more guy I'll bring up here is Doncic. He kind of had a letdown game here against the Lakers and a great matchup. Only played 28 minutes. That was because Rick Carlisle was kind of rolling with the bench there. The second unit kind of got him back in the game. I think Doncic is in play for tournaments. I don't know if I'm going to go there for my one lineup here for cash. I think he's in play. Same thing with D'Angelo Russell. He's just way too up and down. I definitely can't recommend him for cash, but a pretty good matchup here against Houston. And it's the minutes with him, and he's so up and down. So only GPPs for him. All right, so let's move on to shooting guard position. Okay, so let's scroll down to Derrick Rose here, 5,400. Now you guys know I loved him against the Jazz. I was like, I'm playing D Rose. He went off. So I don't think he's gonna put up another 70 bomb here. But with Jeff Teague, this hinges on Jeff Teague. If Jeff Teague's out, I think D Rose again is firmly in play. If Teague plays and Jimmy Butler plays, it'd be tough. I think I'd be off Derrick Rose then, but I don't know. He just looks so good. If Teague's out, I am hopping right back on the Derrick Rose bandwagon. Okay. So a cheap play here at shooting guard, which I don't mind. Not the sexiest play, but it's Damian Dotson here, 4,400 against Dallas. The thing I like about him is ever since he entered the starting lineup against Golden State, he's seeing about 30 minutes a game. He hasn't been as productive as he was when he's coming off the bench, but he's still got a pretty high floor here, 4,400. Pretty good matchup here against Dallas. I don't mind Damian Dotson if you want salary relief in a slate that I'm not going to lie, it's very tough to find some value here. I guess another guy for value you look at is Patrick Beverley. Again, I like he's shooting guard eligible. His minutes are starting to see a little bump here, 25, 26, 30 the last 3 games. So again, if Doc Rivers is going to continue with that trend and continue to see 25 to 30 minutes for him, I think he is in play for salary relief. Okay, so let's move on to the small forward position. And man, there's a lot of blowout risk on the slate, which is, again, there's not a lot of value and there's a lot of blowout risks. So I'm not a huge fan of the slate right now, to be honest. But a guy I think that's too cheap here at 8,000 is Jimmy Butler. Again, there's blowout risk in this one. This is teetering on the edge of, do I want to target guys in this game? Do I not? A 240 over under. Golden State favored by 11. So there's definitely a strong possibility Golden State just mops the floor with Minnesota in 3 quarters, and the starters don't see any run in the fourth. But if this game's going to stay close, it's going to be because of Jimmy Butler. It's going to be because of Cat, and it's going to be because of D Rose if Teague is out. So I think Jimmy Butler here at only 8,000 is firmly in play today. So if we go right below him, a guy I've talked about a few times here in my video is Tobias Harris is 7,300. The minutes are getting cut a little bit. He was seeing a lot of run early on. They're getting cut a little bit, but I really like the matchup here against Orlando. We've got a revenge game narrative too. Orlando's a team that I like picking on. They're not a great defensive team. He should see 30 to 35 minutes. He's a pretty high usage guy. So I think Tobias Harris is definitely in play here at 7,300. If you want to look at the other side of the ball, I don't mind Aaron Gordon. I called him and Vucevic having bounce back games against Sacramento. He had a pretty big game. Again, he's too up and down for me. I don't think I can play him in cash, but I think he is in play certainly for GPPs. And again, there's the value is just not really here to there's not a whole lot. So James Ennis, he's supposed to be back, so that's going to cut into a lot of the Houston value. Guys like PJ Tucker, guys like Carmelo, guys like Gerald Green, they're going to get their minutes cut. It's just, I don't know. There's really not a whole lot of value right now, at least. Okay, so let's move on to power forward. And there's a couple value plays here at power forward I like. So let's go down to a guy I've talked about a few times now. Noah Vonleh here at 4,800. Again, since he's starting entered the starting lineup. He's starting to see a minutes bump. He's starting to see minutes into the 30s. Dallas, besides DeAndre Jordan, not a good rebounding team at all. And Noah Vonleh will not be matched up with DeAndre Jordan. So I really like his rebounding upside. Again, he's a double-double machine when he's out there. I think he puts up another double-double tonight. And only 4,800. I think he is certainly in play for salary relief. Another guy I'm going right back to the well with is Pascal Siakam. Now, this game definitely has blowout risk as well. Toronto favored by 11. Phoenix just looks absolutely terrible. So Siakam is in play. The blowout really wouldn't hurt him too much. He's a younger guy. Maybe he would see some run in the blowout. But they're just even with Kawhi back, he's seeing minutes, 33 minutes each of the last 2 games. He's been very, very productive here. So I'm going right back to the well here with Pascal Siakam. All right, so center. There's some good plays here again. Center seems to be like the position I like targeting the most. Cat, he's got a huge upside here against Golden State. No one can really stick with him. Damian Jones, Kevon Looney. If they try to put Draymond on him, he's just too small. Cat should have his way. It's just a matter of, can this game stay close? If this game stays close, like I said, I think it's a fantasy gold mine. I think guys like Cat, guys like Jimmy Butler, guys like Derrick Rose will all have big nights if this game stays close. And then you can run it back with a few Warriors if you want, like a Draymond, who I really like today. I'll talk about Draymond right now, actually. 6,900. That's just too cheap for Draymond. Again, he's got a pretty good matchup here against Taj Gibson. He should see minutes, 35 minutes or so if this game stays close. He's got that block and steal upside, which I like. He's just too cheap here at 6,900. Vucevic, this is a great matchup here against the Clippers. The only concern with him is his minutes are kind of been limited with Mo Bamba, and it's kind of like Yusuf Nurkic. With you never know if he's going to see like a lot of minutes. You never know if he's going to be limited, kind of. But he has huge upside here, and I think he is firmly in play. Let's see. DeAndre Ayton, I don't know if I can go back there. I played him against San Antonio. He just laid an egg. But he does have that upside, only 7,000. I guess you could give a look to him. Steven Adams, same thing. Not the sexiest play, but he's pretty safe at only 7,100. Enes Kanter, he'd only be in play if he gets a start. I think New York's just going to continue running that starting lineup with Mitchell Robinson at center. So I don't think I can go with Kanter. Sabonis, I don't know if you guys saw, he was like so productive in like 7 minutes, picked up 3 fouls. He had like 30 fantasy points in 7 minutes. Ended up only playing 21 minutes, but got 47 fantasy points. So he's got that upside. I think he is definitely in play as well. So let's go down to the cheapies. And let's see here. So Boban again. Yeah, so let's just, again, 23 minutes, 38 fantasy points. Again, no one else talks about Boban but me. I got to take my victory lap on that. I'm sorry, guys. But that was just a good call. So Boban, I think it's tough. I mean, Gortat looked terrible. Harrell couldn't guard Embiid. Again, Orlando kind of runs big. They have Vucevic and they got Mo Bamba. It's a risk, but I think Boban is in play again. I don't know if he's going to make my final lineup, but I think Boban is, again, I think he's in play here. And then I got to bring up Bamba here. Again, his minutes are slowly creeping up, which is why I'm a little worried about Vucevic. 20, 23, 24 each of the last 3 games. So only 4,000. I think Bamba is in play as well for salary relief. Yeah, so that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Again, if you haven't enjoyed the content, please hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment in this comment section. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, shoot me a tweet. Again, my Twitter will be in the description below. I give my thoughts as more news comes out. And yeah, I will not be back for Saturday tomorrow for NBA. Some stuff come up. I'll be on the road a lot, so I will not be making a video for Saturday. But I should be back here for Sunday for NBA. So I will see you guys then.